Welcome back, listeners. I'm Robin Black, and this is It's All About Healing podcast. In today's episode, measurable progress and improvements. Out of all the things we measure, progress through life is not one of them typically. We measure how many push-ups or sit-ups we can do, or how far we may be able to run, walk, or swim. For those who are in school, grades are measured by knowing where you need improvement. And then by the next midterm or report card, you're able to measure your progress. But what about our progress through life? And where have we made improvements? Where do we need improvements? It's like we forget to give ourselves praise when praise is needed. It seems as though at times we focus so much on not looking back, not wanting to dwell on the past, because life as we know, it's not meant to be traveled backwards. But we forget to look at how far we have come, or look at what we have made it through. And like I've said before, it's human nature to look at others, and if they have something you don't have, or some may become envious, while others may feel they'll never be able to obtain that very thing that they're wanting. But meanwhile, missing what they already have. We're so focused on looking outward, we don't look at what we already have. We don't look at what all we have already made it through, how far we have come, and what it took to get there. It's a lot to look at ourselves sometimes, but especially looking at ourselves and giving ourselves praise. It's just like I've said before, it's hard to look at ourselves in the mirror when we're doing something wrong. But it is also hard to look in the mirror and say, I'm doing a really good job. I am a good man, or I am a good woman. I am a good father, or I am a good mother. Or if I've made it through a lot so far, and I am proud of myself. Being able to say that you are proud of yourself is major. That's huge. We often can be our own worst critics, and we can tend to be too hard on ourselves. But cut yourself some slack. Give yourself time to think about your life. Where are you now? What adversities have you made it through, or that you have overcome? What bad relationships have you made it through? There are so many men and women that are in toxic relationships, or relationships where they're just not happy, but yet they're still choosing to stay. Some will stay for the convenience. Some stay for their children. Others will stay because the very thought of letting go is too unbearable, or they're too afraid of being alone or starting over. But don't allow yourself to be so afraid you choose codependency. And as far as the children, they will grow up no matter what age. They will have their own lives. They will have their own friends, and soon they will move out. Once they're gone, now what? If you stayed for them, you have put your entire life on hold for others who you already knew weren't going to stay, because you knew they had to go out and live on their own. And when you already know that they're going to go out and live on their own, why are you choosing to stay? That's a question. It's a very hard question, but it's definitely